In this session, we are going to discuss about NCERT Class 7 Geography, Chapter 3, Our Changing Earth. Question number 1. Answer the following questions. Why do the plates move? The movement of the plates is driven by convection currents in the Earth's mantle. Heat from the core creates these currents, causing the plates which make up the lithosphere to move. The convection currents exert forces on the plates, leading to their motion at plate boundaries. What are exogenic and endogenic forces? Exogenic and endogenic forces are geological forces that shape the Earth's surface and bring about changes in its structure and features. Exogenic forces, also known as external forces, originate from processes occurring at or near the Earth's surface. These forces are driven by external agents such as water, wind, ice, and gravity. They cause erosion, weathering, and deposition, leading to the formation of landforms like valleys, canyons, and deltas. Examples of exogenic forces include river erosion, wind erosion, glacial erosion, and mass wasting. Endogenic forces, on the other hand, are internal forces originating from within the earth. These forces are primarily driven by heat and pressure generated by tectonic activity. Endogenic forces result in processes like volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and mountain building. They are responsible for the creation of mountains, plateaus, rift valleys, and the movement of tectonic plates. What is erosion? Erosion is the process of wearing away and removal of soil, rock, and other materials from the Earth's surface through the action of natural agents such as water, wind, ice, or gravity. It gradually changes the landscape by transporting and depositing eroded materials in different locations. How are the floodplains formed? Floodplains are formed through a combination of deposition and erosion processes associated with river flooding. When a river overflows its banks during the periods of high discharge, it spreads out across the adjacent two-lying areas known as the floodplain. As the river slows down on the floodplain, it loses its ability to carry sediment, resulting in the deposition of fine-grained sediment like silt, clay, and sand. Over time, repeated flooding events deposit layers of sediment, building up the flat and fertile floodplain. This process contributes to the formation of a broad, flat land area alongside the river channel. What are sand dunes? Sand dunes are mounds or hills of sand formed by wind action in deserts or coastal areas. They are shaped by the movement of wind, which transports loose sand and deposits it on the leeward side of obstacles, resulting in the accumulation of and gradual formation of distinctive dune shapes. How are the beaches formed? Beaches are formed through a combination of processes including erosion, transport, and depositions. Waves and currents erode sediment from coastal areas, transport it along the shoreline, and deposit it to create the sandy landforms we know as beaches. The size and shape of beaches are influenced by factors such as wave energy, sediment supply, and coastal morphology. What are oxbow lakes? Oxbow lakes are crescent-shaped bodies of water that form when a meandering river cuts off a meander bend, creating a horseshoe-shaped lake. Over time, erosion and sediment deposition seal up the abandoned meander, isolating the oxbow lake from the main channel. Oxbow lakes are common features in fluvial landscapes. Question number 2. Tick the correct answer. Which is not an erosional feature of sea waves? The answer is sea cave. The depositional feature of a glacier is moraine, which is caused by sudden movements of the earth, volcano, folding, or floodplain. The answer is volcano. Mushroom rocks are found in deserts, river valleys, or glaciers. The answer is deserts. Oxbow lakes are found in glaciers, river valleys, or deserts. The answer is river valleys. Match the following: glacier, river of ice; meanders, rivers, beach, seashore, sand dunes, deserts, waterfall, hard bedrock, earthquake, vibrations of the earth. Question number 4. Give reasons. Some rocks have a shape of a mushroom. What is the reason? The rocks that have a shape resembling a mushroom are called mushroom rocks or rock pedestals. They form through a process known as differential weathering. Mushroom rocks are typically composed of a harder and a more resistant rock layer on top and a softer erodible layer underneath. Over time, weathering agents such as wind and water erode the softer layer more rapidly, creating a narrower base and an overhanging top, resulting in the distinctive mushroom shape. Explain the reason why floodplains are very fertile. Floodplains are often very fertile due to the regular deposition of nutrient-rich sediment during flooding events. When rivers overflow their banks and flood the adjacent areas, they carry and deposit fine-grained sediment such as silt and clay onto the floodplain. This sediment is rich in organic matter, minerals, and nutrients that are essential for plant growth. The repeated cycles of flooding and deposition contribute to the accumulation of fertile soil on floodplains, making them ideal for agriculture. The consistent water supply and nutrient-rich soil support the growth of diverse vegetation, making floodplains highly productive and fertile areas. Explain why sea caves are turned into stacks. So, sea caves are natural formations that occur when waves continuously erode and penetrate weaknesses in coastal cliffs, gradually carving out hollow cavities. Over time, the relentless action of waves can cause the collapse of the roofs of these sea caves, leaving behind tall vertical columns of rock known as stacks. The stacks are composed of more resistant rock material that remains standing after the softer, less resistant rock forming the sea cave roof has eroded away. The sea caves transform into stacks through the ongoing erosion and collapse of the cave structures by the relentless forces of waves and coastal processes. Why buildings collapse due to earthquakes? Buildings can collapse during earthquakes due to the strong ground shaking and the associated seismic forces. Earthquakes generate powerful seismic waves that propagate through the earth, causing the ground to shake. This shaking can cause significant structural damage to buildings, especially if they are not designed or constructed to withstand seismic forces. This completes the question answer section of Class 7, Chapter 3 Geography.